Fingers flash blue army brand. Red mutant Zoids grasp with steel hands. Laser cannon fire lights the night. Blue Zoid engines power to fight. Circuit hearts beat instant rhythm. Red horns rasp on Zoidstar skills up. Laser cannon fire lights the night. Blue Zoid engines power to fight. Circuit hearts beat instant rhythm. Red horns rasp along Zoidstar skills up. Toxic tower and two lungs may cry. Slither Zoids and slime Zoids must fly. Spine backs and hell runners will die. Terror Reds and sea rays goodbye. Battle scars etch deep in Zoid holes. Red scavenger gathers Zoid skulls. Mind Rider brains burn null and void to destroy or be destroyed. The blue moon fades as the dawn breaks. Blue Zoid shred makes Zoidstar lands quake. Red mutants scream when torn asunder. Victory tastes of blood and thunder. Toxic tower and two lungs may cry. Slither Zoids and slime Zoids must fly. Spine backs and hell runners will die. Terror Reds and sea rays goodbye. Zoid holes. Red scavenger gathers Zoid skulls. Mind Rider blades burn null and void to destroy or be destroyed. The blue moon fades as the dawn breaks. Blue Zoid shred makes Zoidstar lands quake. Mutants scream when torn asunder. Victory tastes of blood and thunder. Toxic tower and two lungs may cry. Slither Zoids and slime Zoids must fly. Spine backs and hell runners will die. Terror Reds and sea rays goodbye. Zoid control under the hot sun. They won't stop till the war is won. Zoid fights Zoid under Techno skies till Zoidstar rings the victory cries. Toxic tower and two lungs may cry. Slither Zoids and slime Zoids must fly. Spine backs and hell runners will die. Terror Reds and sea rays goodbye. To seek out others to smite. Techno Zoids will feel his spite. Shades of blue on armored hide. Evil scorpion on war ride. Mind Rider takes command, seeking foes across the land. Fear evil scorpion sting. Terror the Techno Zoid brain. Laser blasts and beams will sing. Techno Zoids war is the thing. Armored Gator will clash first. Evil scorpion sting cursed. Metal crumbles and steel burst. In the waves of war he's first. Next comes the demon lizard. Dragon flies the sky wizard. Like white death is strikes Zilla. Storm Tiger, the griffin killer. Fear evil scorpion sting. Terror the Techno Zoid bring. Laser blasts and beams will sing. Techno Zoids war is the thing. Fear evil scorpion win against feline titans and tin, or will he yet fall to claw?